Welcome back to another episode. Hope you guys are doing well. So it's been a while. Actually, we are today marking the beginning of season 2. Yes, it's true. We went through 40 episodes over season 1. Great conversations. The last episode we published was about 10 amazing moments we had on the show. There were much more we could pick, and we are very grateful for all the guests we had. So what can you guys expect for season 2? So season 2 will be for sure a continuation on getting new guests. I would say guests that are bringing new stories, new perspectives. We have actually lined up a few very interesting high-profile guests that I think everyone will enjoy, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So let's see. On top of that, we have a lot of things going on. So this hiatus of almost a month, we have been working on a few other projects. And I'm very glad to actually let you know about what it is very soon. So we will be, in the next coming weeks, launching a worldwide workforce management research. That research has two main principles. One is done from the professional standpoint, which is something that I truly believe that is missing across the resources I was able to find online. And we really want to give you a voice. So for everyone listening, this will be the opportunity to actually set a benchmark for the industry. What do we look for? What is needed to solve? So this research is going to run for a bit over a month. So there will be surveys going out. We'll interview thought leaders, so leaders from our industry, from multiple sectors, I would say from all the corners of the world. And it's true, we have a very diverse group of people joining as thought leaders. Over 20 leaders will be engaged throughout this exercise, and we are calling out you to participate. It's not going to be a very extensive survey, so we hope to get something that you can do in your spare time easily. It will be available to do on your mobile phone, in your desktop, whatever way it's more comfortable. Simple questions, very straight to the point questions that will help us gauge a sense for what the industry needs, how is the industry feeling, and more importantly, we really want to grasp what is the voice of workforce management. What is your voice? What is the voice of us professionals that have been working for this industry for the last decades? And much more for the ones that are up and coming. We have loads of new professionals striving in this industry that is never easy. Almost no one of our previous guests said this was their dream, their career when they were growing. So all of us eventually stumbled upon it, and we have loads of very young and inspiring professionals, and we want to also give the voice to them in season 2 and give the voice to all the professionals in this research. More details on this research, you may ask. So we will break this research in multiple sections. So it will include not only demographics of us professionals, it will include the skills and the careers of the professionals, it will include trends, challenges, and it will also include a sense of what is needed. It's not just about software, because I feel like, and something that is our job, is continue to make sure that the research is unbiased. And we really want to make sure that we collect information that is valid, that everyone can use. And we are more than welcome to say that this research will be published and made available for free. So there will be a final report that everyone in our community, everyone in our network can benefit from, that will help us and all of you know the knowledge of this benchmark. This benchmark will also help to create what we will be calling a workforce management index. It will be an index that will help determine how do you grade against the peers, like what defines good and bad, what defines best in class. And this is something that over the course of season 1, there are multiple guests that I had that actually mentioned this, that it's hard to say what best in class means when there is a lack of a standard in the industry. So we all learn from experienced peers. A lot of us learned on the job. There is not very strong academics behind what workforce management is. I'm lying if I'm saying that it doesn't exist, because it does. A good proof of that, is a few of the guests we had on the show that actually are professors and that had the opportunity to teach in different fields that touch on workforce management. And workforce management is becoming diverse. It's no longer the operations support role groomed from within the contact center, groomed from within the supply chain structure, groomed from within a different operational realm or production environment. It's actually different people. We have people from data science striving in forecasting. We have people from different data analytics roles striving into analysts and reporting roles. We have guys that learned from management, now striving in planning. So there is a lot of very valuable talent and skills that help shape what the industry looks like. So actually speaking about skills, and this is actually something we never spoke on the podcast. A few months ago, we released on our website page where we took a stride to map what a career in weWFM looks like. It's an extensive but not exhausting document or page where you will see from what we call the level 0 up to level 10. There are multiple levels on that document, where you will see and you will be able to understand yourself about where you are in your career paths and what are the skills you actually need to work on to move along. Something that from the different encounters we had over the last years, and especially more personally speaking, when we are hiring for roles in weWFM, is that we seek for, more often than ever, skills. Many times, let's say we are hiring for a junior role or for a mid-level role at a certain function. Sometimes the person with the most previous experience might not be the best guy. And this is because of the skill set. Like I said, the skill sets are evolving. We now more than ever need people that think differently, that are willing to make an impact on the business. And yes, it's true, we'll still need people that come from within and have experience, but we really need different mindsets. And I'm saying that not for myself personally, but I actually going to quote Ian. Ian, when he was on the podcast, he actually mentioned about that, about the opportunities on the market, how challenging and how different it is from what it used to be. So if you want to go back, just search for Ian's episode on the podcast and you will see what he had to say. But it's very clearly that the landscape is changing. But more than me saying it, and I will say that back to plug the research, is the research is coming out. I didn't set the date, but there is an official date. So August 14 will be the date. So be on the lookout for what's coming. It will be published in all the different network mediums we have. We will have content being published over the month of August and September about the research, articles, interviews. This will, I believe, be a very important piece of work for us, workforce management, as a community, as an industry, and hopefully will add value to all of you that will be getting the output of this research. The question that you may ask is, okay, we'll kick off on August 14, but by when can we expect the results? So giving you a bit of behind the scenes on the process. So the research planning started in January. That's when we started to plan for the research. We are now finalizing the final tests and runs on the surveys, and we'll start interviews as well on the thought leaders that will be joining us. And it will run for more or less 1.5 months. After that will be some time for us to process the reports, to build the reports, to look at the data, and really make sure that the data helps us make all kinds of decisions to actually build an insightful report to all of you. There will be that report that will be made available on our website. Like I said, it will be a free report, so there will be no one that has to pay to get access to this information, and hopefully will help to categorize what weWFM looks like in the world. We are very excited with this research. We really hope you are too, since this is designed with the professionals in mind. It's designed with all of you guys listening in mind. More than a software, more than a tool you use, more than hiding behind what the different tools can help you do. We really want to understand you. We want to understand a good landscape of the professionals and a good landscape of our community. And that's the first piece that I wanted to speak with you about, which is about our research. So what else can I tell you about season 2? So season 2 will also have guests from multiple industries, multiple sectors, which we will continue to bring diversity to what we are doing so far, but also comes with a small change in style. So you probably noticed we did some rework on the branding and image for the podcast. We are reshaping a bit how the podcast looks and feels. We will try to keep the episodes more consistent in terms of duration. So we had episodes that range from over an hour, that even were breaking it into parts, where we had episodes that were slightly shorter. We want to aim for that consistency. So we are aiming for around 30 minutes per episode. And we are also going to do more personal questions and more story-driven questions about each professionals. We believe that's the right sweet spot in terms of time for the audience and from the reports we have been doing so far. And then what else is left to say? I also want to say a huge thank you for everyone that is been supporting the show and supporting weWFM. We have been getting loads of messages saying thank you for the work we have been putting together, but I have to say thank you for all the previous guests. To be honest, my job is just easier when we have such valuable guests joining the show, and we are just really displaying their careers and their lives in the show, and that is for sure a huge thank you to them. As a milestone, we never mentioned numbers on the show, but I think it's important to mention since we are such analytical driven people in the community. The podcast has crossed 10,000 downloads across the different platforms, which is, for me, like I said, huge sign of appreciation from all of you. We actually were listed on Spotify last year on the top 10% of active communities on the podcasts. So, and this is even one more reason to celebrate. And I wanted to take these final minutes on this episode to actually thank you for the support and thank you for everyone that made this possible so far. So quick recap for everyone that kind of fast-tracked to this moment. So what can you expect? Season 2 will continue to bring new guests that are inspiring, guests that will help shape and define how we do things in the weWFM. We will continue the work we have been doing so far on bringing and elevating the voice of the weWFM professionals, not only through the podcast, but as well on the research that we just unveiled. So stay on the watch out. August 14th, the research will be out. It will be a survey communicating across all our network platforms. And like I said, more important, the results of this research will be publicly available for everyone to consume and have access to what the research will have to say later in Q4. And then finally, the thank you. I cannot express my gratitude for all the support so far. Big numbers to celebrate. I'm looking forward for what season 2 will look like. Like I said, we had 40 successful episodes so far. This is the number 41, and I'm looking forward for what season 2 will look like. So stay with us, stay tuned. Let's go, guys.